My skin is black.
What you looking
My
at?
skin
Yeah,
is black.
I feel so good to be black right now. What you look-
Welcome to episode 105 of the Black in Fashion podcast. Thank you guys for joining me today per usual. I hope you guys are listening, got your ears open because we got a lot of things coming up. First off, I'm just going to run down news real quick. The Black Ass Friday pop-up is next Friday, on Black Friday. And what should we do on Black Friday? We should shop black. So make sure you guys come out. It's at 1465 Myrtle Avenue, right in Bushwick. You're going to shop black brands, black businesses, you name it. We have a black curated bar as well. So come and get you a black ass cocktail as well. Of course, I can't start any episode without acknowledging my amazing black-owned brand sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Gentlemen's VS, which stands for Gentlemen Very Special. They are a brand that focuses on mental health for men through apparel and clothing based on the colors of the clothing. So make sure you check them out and shop them as well. And of course, we're always going to be sponsored by 620 Style. She is our favorite. She has been a long-lasting podcast sponsor. She is the queen of the flare pant and urban style. She will also be at the pop-up next Friday, so make sure you guys check out her booth. So without further ado, today I am joined by Vigilante Studios. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm great. The pleasure's on.
How's your Wednesday? How's your hump day? How's your hump day?
It's going well. It's going well.
Good. So I like to start every podcast with just like a little icebreaker. I'm just going to open it up, and it's called This or That, and you're just going to pick one over the other, okay?
All right.
Ready?
Cool.
All right. Adidas or Nike?
Adidas or Nike? Nike.
You one of those. No, I'm messing with you. Motorcycle jackets or denim jackets?
Denim.
Are you a crew neck or a V-neck guy?
Crew neck.
Crew neck. Okay. And what's another one for the guys that I always like to throw out there? Oh yeah, bring your mic up too.
Okay.
Just yeah. One for the guys. Oh, you like your jeans fitted or you like a little boot cut?
Damn, I'm torn in the middle. It goes either way depending on the fit for the day.
Gotcha. Okay, so I wanted to just hop right in. Tell me a little bit about your background, where you're from, and how you got into the fashion world.
I guess I'm from New York, of course, the Bronx, uptown, little Jamaica.
Okay. BX in the building?
Yeah, of course.
Gotcha.
Always.
Okay.
Always. Breaking
She from the
doors.
Bronx too.
That's fire. Yeah, I'm from the BX, uptown. How I got into this, it's kind of like a long journey, I should say, as far as I originally started the concept in 2016, I would say. Mm-hmm. But it never really maternalized until recent August, to be exact. Because originally I was doing it with somebody else, things fizzled out and didn't work the way I planned it to be. So, but hey, it happened for a reason.
Gotcha.
And now we here.
So tell me the story behind the mask and the name Vigilante.
All right, so the mask is basically my personal feeling. I feel like nowadays in fashion, it's too involved in the politics as far as the original essence, which was the clothing. So the whole appeal of the mask, the reason why I'm doing the mask is to basically bring that concept back. Like, we're here for the clothing. We're not here for the person behind the camera, in front of the camera. It's obsolete, basically. It's about the clothing. The only way to do that, of course, will be to cover the person's face.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I like that. So what are your favorite pieces to design?
It's my first collection so far, you feel me? So I've had sweaters, hoodies to be exact, hats, trucker caps. I have a full Coach suit, like a Coach jacket and Coach pants, matching cotton tool material.
Nice.
Now that's it so far. It's more like, yeah.
And what does your design process look like when you decide to come up with a collection and put one out? What is the steps that you take?
From beginning the creative process to putting it out, that's very lengthy. Of course, in this case, I found the manufacturer first. Once I found a secure manufacturer, and then go back to the drawing boards, I kind of backtrack because that's the longest step is to find the secure manufacturer. Mm-hmm. So once I got that connection secure, within a month. I already have the ideas in my head. I literally write down notes every day in my phone.
Do you sketch?
No, I don't. Not. I
You just,
personally
like,
don't sketch. Yeah, I'm the
gotcha.
creative part of it as far as the vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a graphic designer on my team, a graphic designer. So I literally every day I'm million of ideas going through my head every day. So I'm literally taking notes. By the end of the night, I'll probably have 30 to 40 notes a day, but I'll delete them down to one because by the time 10 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, it's not so cool no more. I don't like this no more. It's very fickly what I like. What I like at 9 a.m. legit could be in the mood.
Right.
By the time it's 10 o'clock, it doesn't resonate the same way with me. So I'll delete that note. Yeah, I'm not going to go that direction.
Do you feel that clothing is super duper psychological? Like it's all in the way that, I guess when you put on clothing, it makes you feel like a certain type of way. So do you believe that our clothing and what we put on our bodies can change our mood from like day to day?
Yes, I highly believe that. Me being from New York, I'm like perfect example. First day at school, growing up in New York, you want to be the flies. You just feel better when you're that guy. I feel like everybody from New York can relate to that because it's such a place where very judgmental, but at the same time, it's very high in fashion as far as New York goes. Mm-hmm. So whether it's the first day of school or picture day, growing up as a little kid in second grade, I know how important your outfit was to be. First grade, just make sure everything's together because first day of school basically makes or breaks for the rest of the year. That's how I feel.
That's everywhere. I'm from Chicago, and you better come to school the first day.
See?
You better be fly. That might be universal. Yeah, I think that might be universal across the board. That's funny as hell. I remember like really like being very strategic about what you want.
Exactly, and then if you know you got that shit on, if you walk around like you got that shit on.
With your head up.
Yeah.
Too, like walking through the hallway, like what's up?
Exactly.
That's funny. So tell me about your relationship and how you feel about like designer brands. Like, do you find that people are more inclined to go to them? Like speaking from like your customer, your networking, like your family and friends. Do you feel that with this being your first collection, that the people in your surrounding circle is gonna go for it, or do you feel like that a lot of people that are around you are more designer brand friendly and they care more about the names than actual what it is, the movement, honestly?
A lot of people surround me, like my circle, legit almost have the same mentality as me. Like, yes, to some people brands matter, whatever, but I look at the creative part of it, like of the clothing, for me, because that's how you make or break a brand. It has to start from somewhere. That one person has to stand up to me. I am the person gonna push that trend, whatever that clothing is, that brand is. And I feel like my friends are all like mine in that way. We all look at something. It's like if I can see that on me, I'm gonna buy it. So I'm the type of person. Say if I go on like a website like Mr. Porter or whatever, I'm looking for something. I'm not gonna go on the website Mr. Porter. I'm not going to the search bar and put Gucci or put Balenciaga, whatever the brand is I'm looking for. I will literally put like click polo. I want a polo, and I'll just keep scrolling down for 30 pages. Mm-hmm. So I don't see the brand yet. So I find something that fits me.
Gotcha. Do you find that because and I'll honestly in brand and in the fashion brand, that's literally what it's about is the brand and what they're putting together. Do you put like a lot of like logo representation like on your clothes, or is it more so about the design aesthetic and not so maybe like, because I know some people go logo crazy and it's monograms and it's stuff like everywhere. Do you feel like that puts more validation onto the clothing brand when the name is everywhere, or opposed to can the design just be strong by itself?
Yes, the design can speak for itself. I'm in the middle with that. As far as monogramming, I'm not against it, but I'm not super for it. I feel like it comes to a certain point where it gets corny.
Yeah.
I mean, people's monogrammed out, so you know what they have on. That's not fly to me. That's corny, like to be honest. But do I put branding? Yes, I like. For example, I have my hoodie on. Okay. I put the branding on, but at the same time, the creativity speaks for it. Like I have like unique like patterns and like cuts I do that also speaks for it too. So even if you don't know my brand, it's certain things that's gonna stick with you that I do with my clothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What? How did you find your manufacturer?
How do I find my manufacturer? I've met when I went on vacation to Paris in 2018. I've made like some good rapport with people out there, and one of the people that I'm actually still cool up to this day. We talk all the time, literally. He's one that plugged me into a person that he knows in Paris that manufactures, and that's how I got that.
Nice. So
Yeah.
so most of your stuff is manufactured in Paris.
Yes.
That's what's up. That's dope. I need that contact.
That's why I said that's the hardest part for me, because like I said, when it comes to manufacturers, there's so much like jinky business, I should say, going on, like shaky behind the scenes, backdooring businesses that's just doing it for the money. So like they're not give you the product that you want to be given.
A question. So now I'm curious, because you said Tokyo. She's your publicist. She kind of put you on to like our podcast like that. Did she tell you that I was a clothing manufacturer?
She didn't get into detail on you. Nah, she never told me that.
No, she didn't.
She
Well,
didn't tell
there
me
go
that.
another resource for you right there. I mean, I do everything here.
For real?
Yep.
That's fire.
I am a manufacturer. I have a studio over in Bushwick. Yep. Got 10 employees, and that's what we do. We manufacture clothes for black.
I definitely need your
for black
contact.
designers. I'm like, did she mention that?
I
But
definitely
yeah,
need
I
your
do. I own a
contact.
manufacturing company right here in Brooklyn.
That's fire.
Yeah. I'm like, did she just say podcast host? Because this is like what I do once a week.
No, I'm
what I
definitely
do
gonna
9
need
to
that.
5, Monday through Friday.
I'm definitely gonna need
it's
that.
manufacture clothes.
Cut and sew?
Cut and sew. This too. Do handbags too.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need that. Like, for
we
sure.
do handbag. We do everything pretty much. Yeah. Except for like jewelry, but like and shoes. But other than that, like we
I'm
manufacture
definitely.
hoodies, jeans, jackets, all of that. Everything cut and sew from scratch. We do
Oh, yeah, I'm
fabric
definitely.
sourcing.
I'm trying to find somebody in New York, so that's perfect.
Oh
'cause
yeah, we sure do.
that communication barrier is kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the time difference. Like, say there's an issue at the manufacturer, and he sent over an email. The time difference makes it harder for me. Like, so if it's an issue that can be sold today, it'll take 2 days because of the time difference. By the time I receive that message, they're sleeping over there. Their time is up. It's nighttime, so I gotta wait till next morning to resolve the issue, which pushes back certain dates and certain
Definitely
things.
does. I would say that like having a manufacturer in Paris is like amazing. You can do like product development in the States, like do like your patterns and your samples and stuff like that here, and then you could just like make duplicates and send them overseas, because having like a European manufacturer is probably hands down one of the best things you can have, especially if they got a great price point and have like a low MOQ and the FOB, like freight board is not that crazy. Like that's a good resource to have, especially if you're not producing in China. Anything's better than China. I mean, anything's better than that. Like everything we do is here, LA or like Dallas.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, that's what's up. So tell me a little bit about like throughout your process, because I have like a segment that's called "It's a Success" or "It's a Disaster." Is there anywhere in your process that something went completely like to shit, or even in your business, and then it went so bad, but it taught you a lesson in the interim of it happening, and something that you incorporate now throughout your day to day, like a big learning lesson.
A big learning lesson that happened during the process. Yes. I remember I caught it and I got to fix it, but it still pushed me back a couple of months. My sizing wasn't there. Like I said, I didn't go to school for this. I mean, I never went to school for fashion. So like my sizing was off.
Okay.
And when I received my samples and I'm just looking like I'm putting them on, it doesn't even fit my body.
Yeah.
But that goes to show, like you said, with product development, I rather do it here in the States because they're not going to care. They just want the money. They're not. Right. They look at it like this is unwearable. This is not functional. Well, hey, send it off to them. We won't get it done.
And that's usually what it is. Like, and people I feel like that is probably the most common mistakes that like newer designers make when they don't and they're not very versed in the industry. Is like they just assume boom manufacturer, but like in a manufacturer space, they're there to duplicate. They are not there to create from scratch. They don't specialize in fit. They don't specialize in fabrications, cuts, none of that. All you have to do is give them a completed piece for them to duplicate. But as far as like nailing down that fit and those design details and all that other stuff, manufacturers are just they're not good at that. Like,
I learned that.
Good.
That.
At least it was like a learning experience for you and stuff like that. Like, but then their body, you also have to think about like, their body types is different, like, than our body.
Yeah, European cuts.
Yeah, they're different cuts. So, like, being able to say, like, I want this for the American body. Like, I want it for a female that is 5'5", that is curvy, like, that waist measurement and that hip measurement going to be completely different. Like, that ratio is going to be completely off, And a woman that's 5'5" versus a woman that may be, like, 5'10", 5'11", that's two different cuts right there, So, like, one of them has to be tall, one of them has to be petite. But you'll learn that a lot more as you go, like, throughout the process, and you keep, like, developing collections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And don't say unisex, because then it's gonna be all the way fucked up. If you go unisex, it's gonna be all type of size and eras because it has to, fit a man and a woman. But you gotta think our crotches is different. Like our torsos are different. Like it's very hard to like accomplish unisex without it being super duper oversized for the woman at least.
For the woman, yeah.
If not, then it's gonna have to be like two different fits.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
That's definitely something I learned. And I'm I'm glad I did it early in the process. You feel
Absolutely.
me? Early in the process.
Some people make those mistakes after they spent $30,000.
Yeah.
So it's good. So throughout like your process, of course, marketing and like PR and advertising is just like a big thing. How are you utilizing social media to get like your message across to the world about it being about the product and not about the person behind it?
There's multiple sources on social media for me, as far as like paid promotion, friends and family, of course, fan base, customer base, things like that actually push the product itself.
Nice.
And I utilize every single one of them, like I said, from paid promotion. Like I said, my circle around me, I'm grateful for the circle I have around me, because they're really pushing my brand to be what it is for me. And the circle I have is almost connected by love, and like, really, in reality, it's connected by love. Because at this moment, I have nothing to give you guys for. You feel me?
Right.
But of course, the end route, the payout at the end will be beneficial. But with that being said, it's like, would I take if somebody offered me a job right now, they tell me, oh yeah, I don't have the money for you, would you do it? Nah, I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't. I'm here for the money. So the fact that I have my circle around me is actually working with me on this makes it so much more fruitful for me. Like, oh yeah, it's really, I'm really built and involved in love. So it's like, I have some people that depend on me, like, I have nothing to give you.
Right.
But you like organically depend, like, nah, bro, like you're the one, like you gotta. So that's by itself, yeah.
And you feel like you get that love from strangers too.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. And sometimes strangers can be like your biggest fan base. Like I would say, some of my biggest supporters is people that I have I've never met. I have no clue. I have not a doggone. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. And they send the most heart. And those be the ones that like the people that you pay like organic. They gonna be long time customers. Like they live on that loyalty. And with you being authentic and your delivery and the way that you do things, you'll have those customers for life. I guarantee you will. So I have another segment. This segment is brought to you by Sidity Sweet, guys. She is doing those sugar. If you haven't had a sugar wax, let me say that. If you haven't had a sugar wax, you don't know what you're missing. Like, it leaves you smooth, clean, and ready to, But definitely check out Sidity Sweet for sure. She does eyelashes, she does facials, she does vajacials, she does it all, guys. And she's right over in Bushwick. So make sure you check her out, and the link is definitely going to be in the bio as well. So this segment is called It's a Muse. So give me a quote or a book or anything that you utilize to like keep you motivated, to keep you pushing. Like, what's your regimen like? Do you pray in the morning? Are you a crystal person? Like, what do you read something in particular? Like, what keeps you going?
To be honest, it's kind of like a dual thing for me. One probably definitely be like Jay-Z's quotes, like legit, like as a person I really like look.
It's been a long time since I got somebody who said some music quotes. Go ahead.
Yeah, like Jay-Z. Just not. It's not him. Like, it's not. I'm not quoting his music.
Mm-hmm. Him, just his quote.
Yeah, it's him as far like when he sits down in like these places, like these schools, and he speaks to the kids, things like that. Or speaks to whoever like his audience is. The stuff he says really resonates with me. Like I remember one time, I don't remember who he was talking to, but he said, as long as you only gotta be right once. He says, as long as it's feeding you, you don't have to get it right today. It don't have to be right tomorrow. It might not pay off today or tomorrow, but as long as it's feeding your soul and it's feeding you, you only gotta be right once. Then that's for you.
That's lit.
Yeah, that and probably my mom. Yeah, little things she be saying, like, yo, you hurry up and buy me a house, like things like that. Like, even though it's so minuscule, so tiny,
right.
it's so meaningful to me.
Right.
I know it's behind it. I know like the intent behind it. Like, yo, you believe me? Someone like, hurry up, like, come on, like.
Right, hurry up. Yeah, I got a father like that. He want me to buy him a Corvette Stingray. When I make $1 million, I'm like, that's not what I'm gonna buy when I make $1 million.
See what?
I'm not buying you. I'm buying my mama a house. I'm not buying you no Corvette though.
Yeah.
Nice try though. I'm like, he's hilarious. But parents is like a good reason to like keep it moving, like to push it up. Then I had my question on top of my tongue, and then I forgot it. Damn, I never do that.
I got one more person too. I just remember.
Go ahead, and I can think of what the question I just had too.
A friend of mine named Kev definitely like been like a big help like since the start. Just as far as like inspiration and like just to keep going. Like if I ever feel lost or like stranded or like that's like I have like no grounding, he gives me grounding. Like That guy, he's like I'm like an OG. I mean, he's a little older. Okay. He owns like a food store in Harlem.
Oh, what's up?
So I was pooping like sometimes I go like it's still open at 12. I come like 7 in the morning. We literally sit there from 7 talking, literally till
plug his
2 in the
store
afternoon.
real quick though.
Oh, Gritty Pot.
Okay.
It's in Harlem, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, plug that real quick.
On 116th is a Southern Caribbean soul food spot.
Nice. We gonna check that out. for sure. I love me some Harlem.
But that guy, literally, every time I talk to him, is literally for 8 hours.
That's what's up.
8 hours, and just advice and wisdom.
Gotcha. I remember my question was now. So since you putting out your first collection, how are you putting it out there? Are you doing like a soft launch? Are you doing like a fashion show, a pop up? Like, how are you distributing this new collection?
My first collection, I did a pop up shop on August 14th down in Lower East Side on Stanton Street. Mm-hmm. It was amazing, actually. It was amazing just to see like the outreach I had. Mm-hmm. Like my first customer was a guy I never seen in my life. He like I seen this on Instagram, so I came through. I don't know where he's from or anything. Like I'm like, oh.
Thank you. Right. Thanks for coming.
You feel me? Yeah. Like okay. Like I'm doing something right. Clearly, for me.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, that was my first approach. I flooded it. Like literally, I never put no pictures up of the clothing till I say probably the week prior to. Mm-hmm. So I've been telling people like on social media, active part of like, yo, it's coming. But I want to keep the hype behind it still fresh. I feel like if I was to post or just in general, when people talk about certain things like a certain time prior to when that actually happens, it's not fresh. It gets stale. You're not really interested no more. Yeah. So I purposely waited till the week prior to start posting clothing and pictures of the campaign that I was going forth with. So it's fresh people's minds. Now when the pop-up shop comes, oh yeah, we can't wait. We
like
in
a countdown.
Basically, you feel me?
Stuck with it. Okay, so just 2 more before we kind of like wrap up. I want to know what business advice do you wish you had got like before you started?
What business advice?
Did you wish like something that I guess you had to figure out? Like what's something that you wish somebody like a business owner would have told you?
Damn, that's tough. Honestly, I could probably see everything.
Everything.
I mean, honestly, I could probably see everything because, like, of course, we all from inner city, so like we know certain outlets we have because we're product of our environment. So we have basketball, we have rap, we have school, and we have of course drug dealing. For me, that's the 4 things people cater to because that's only know what you see. Right. So we don't really have certain other outlets because we don't see it around us growing up, for me. So we're not thinking about being fashion. So I don't have nobody go to like, hey, I need some fashion advice. Mm-hmm. Nah, you want to be a ball player, drug dealer, or go to school, or rap. Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did all 4. Like I didn't. I'm proud of my environment until I got to a certain space where my outreach got wider, going to college, things like that. Right. But with that being said, yeah, everything I had, like I said, I didn't go to school for this, but I was understood. There's no limitation for creativity. Like I always say, only thing I needed was discipline. Right. So I never feel like I needed school for that. But that being said, so like I said, if I got advice on everything I was doing, as far as somebody go to, hey, I know you're from my neighborhood, you're doing the fashion thing. Hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? It'd be a lot more easier. I mean, gotcha. Like I could have my sizing right. I wouldn't have to go through extra months waiting for my sizing to get correct. Things like that.
Right. Understood that. So what's next? What do you expect to see yourself in the next? Let's keep it short. Maybe 2 to 3 years. I ain't gonna say 5. 5 is a lot. Like, what do you see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years?
2 to 3 years. Yeah, that's not too far away. I expect nothing too much. You feel me? I expect for me to be in certain stores, definitely for sure, within 2 or 3 years. Nice. I expect to host my own fashion show. Cause right now I'm working on like stores. It's like that has certain branding that I feel like is around my brands, but like still local. Like of course, like stores like the Atrium like kind of stores. Okay. You know what Atrium is?
Atrium. Yeah. Would you do like a Jimmy Jazz?
I'm sorry, but no. That's not my audience.
Right.
Like I'm going to stores like certain stores that sell like, for example, they like, I'm not trying to be with Gucci, but I'm going to stores that sells like Rude and Fair God, that type of look and the concept and for me price point too.
Like opening ceremony.
Yeah, I'll do opening ceremony. Okay. I'll do opening ceremony for me. Of course, Barney, Saks, things of that nature. Okay. I mean, that's not the end goal. I'd rather be in boutiques like across the world than big stores.
Big box stores. Yeah.
It brings more like value to it. I feel like
definitely
it's not so
accessible. I give you just a little piece of advice about stores. whatever you do, when you do get into those big stores, make sure you read them compliance manuals to the T, because they will not pay you and they will charge you back for something very fucking small. Like Saks, if you don't send your garments to them in a 1.5 millimeter plastic on a black mat hanger with the UPC stick on the right side, they're not paying for nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's little shit like that like designers sometimes miss in the beginning when they start working with retailers. That compliance manual and how they receive garments like into the store as far as processing them and getting them on the sales floor has to be on point, or you will not get paid, and or your shit won't even hit the sales floor when it's supposed to.
See, that's crazy.
Yep.
See, little things like that.
Little gems.
That's
like,
what that's I'm happy
drop.
for me. You put a gem in the camera when you said that. Like,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, things like that.
Oh, I'm a wealth of knowledge. I'm a wealth of, especially when it comes to, well, I would say this entire business, like for sure. I worked in the industry for a long time. Then I started my own company and I started this. So I've been around the block.
See, that's
I've been around the block
that's
for
perfect.
sure.
Yeah, things like that. That's a place I see myself 2 or 3 years. Also, like, when I was talking to Crazy, my PR today, one thing I was speaking to her about, like, to actually give fashion opportunity in my neighborhood, as far as, like, doing fashion shows and giving back money for the winners so they can actually use that for production.
Nice, yeah.
Things like that.
Love that. I have a non-for-profit too. We can link with that.
Okay.
It's called Black Girls Design the Club, but I know it's mostly for girls, like young creators, but we do like, raise funding and do fundraisers and scholarships.
Now, we'll definitely tap
like
in.
that, for sure.
We'll definitely tap in.
All right, so drop all your social media handles so they know how to contact you, where to shop from, all that good stuff.
At Vigilante _studios is my clothing line page. Anything you need is like a one-stop shop as far as like you want to contact me or anything in regards to the business on that page. That's yeah.
Good. All right. That will also be in the show notes and on all of our social media platforms. And as I always say, guys, stay black. Peace out.